Yeah, we talked about the injuries on the offensive line, the injuries to Nico Collins, the injuries to Tank Dell. They had injuries all over the place.
Here comes Young. Down goes Stroud. Big time sack back inside the 15 of the Texans, losing 13. Byron Young, third year out of Tennessee, spent a lot of the offseason working on his flexibility.
You learn more and more things about how you want to approach a new season, and he found that going into this year.
The blitz is on. Stroud is hit. Down he goes. Ball is loose, coming through McCullough. Wow! Came in like a torpedo. That's a second sack. They lose 12. And the ball is back to the 27, and they're going to try for 3 on 4th.
To adapt some things to what C.J. Stroud and this offensive line is comfortable with.
Nice block by Chubb. But here they come up the middle. They got him with Davis. Another sack. Oh, a solid backup. Today, one of our storylines against this new line, that great pass rush of L.A.
Well, and really there was room there. You'd like to see C.J. slide up into the pocket. Watch as Davis gets up the field. Now look, there's a little bit of space there. You don't want to sit and look at the pass rush. You almost have to feel that sliding up into the pocket.
So back it up, 2nd and 15. And Ward under a heavy rush. He slammed down by Byron Young.
And that's Ojukwu again. You're going to see Verse right here on the edge. He's just going to double swipe the hands, get him down, and it's just too clean, too easy around the edge. That's Byron Young. That's what they're going to.
First down here for Tennessee. They're on the move at the LA 35. Handle the rush initially, and Ward gets tossed down by Turner. Self-proclaimed land shark. He gave himself his own nickname, and it works.
So Cam right here, there was a blitz coming in his face. He kind of pulls it down.
And Evan, this is the 9th play of the drive. Ward has looked comfortable, but not when he's getting hit in the backfield. Flags down. Josiah Stewart gets home.
It's just a speed rush. He's going to get past him. He's going to swipe the hands down, and Dan Moore has no option but to hold on there. Gave up 2 sacks last.
23-year-old rookie Cam Ward steps up, goes down, loses the ball. Bounces around, the Rams have got it. Still running, not going down. Nate Landman on the spot.
Strip sack, you're going to see him out here. He's going to get stopped initially. Watch, let it run. Watch him. His initial pass rush, he gets a chip from Tony Pollard, but he keeps going, gets the arm off him, and gets the strip sack. Huge, huge play there, and massive play for the Rams.
The only thing they're determining is whether or not Landman was touched.
On the field is a fumble. Tennessee recovered, but the Tennessee defender was touched down by contact at the 21-yard line. First down.
John just misspoke there. It's the Rams who recovered.
Yep, and it's funny because as a fan, you always sit there and watch and see him move the ball in a no-huddle situation. Like, why don't we just do that all the time?
Exactly.
It's not quite that easy.
Ward walking the tightrope and ducks out of bounds.
Yeah, big development here. Lane Johnson out of the game at right tackle. Matt Pryor has replaced him. They blitz right over that right tackle spot and get there for the first sack of the day. Poona Ford, who the Rams are hoping, Greg, can be a difference maker from last year against the Eagles. They brought in this offseason.
Yeah, Poona Ford, you can see him down here on the bottom of your screen. He's listed at 5'11". I was a teammate with him.
Retires, and it's the defensive line that's the biggest strength that everybody's talking about. Bringing it here and getting there. Jalen McCullough absolutely levels Jalen Hurts. Nobody wanted Jalen McCullough. They found him, and he's been a stud through 2 years.
Look, Joe, they're trying to catch the Rams off guard here. None of the offensive linemen getting a stance. And then McCullough, he just comes scot-free. That's Saquon Barkley's man. Barkley is trying to give Pryor, remember, the new right tackle. He's so focused on giving him a chip there on the edge that he takes his eyes off his defender. And Philly tried to go fast. I always feel it's a good way to jumpstart an offense. Stay out of the huddle, get up on the line, call your best plays.
So 3 yards on that first play. Hurts gets pounded. The ball is out, and the Rams will fight for it at the bottom. Nate Landman, it looks like, has it. Nate Landman recovers the fumble after a thunderous hit.
In all football, you'll see here his replacement, Matt Pryor. It's just a tough matchup. You've got to keep edges. You have to keep guys from the outside in. Jared Verse has done that to a lot of guys in his short time in the NFL, and a backup right tackle, that's a tough matchup. And
that's where Brown is. Defended by Williams. Pressure comes. Flag is down, and so is Hurts. He gets sacked by Byron Young.
Decline it, make it 4th and 6.
Number 51. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Maybe if this is the first quarter and we've seen what we've seen from the Eagles at that point, but they've shown an ability to hit big plays since then.
Yeah.
Pass to score, run to win. They've got the players to do that.
On 2nd and 6, it's a play fake. Jones on the roll, using his legs, but he can't outrun Byron Young. Boy, Young is such a dynamic defensive player. 2nd in the league in sacks, 2nd in the league in tackles for loss. This one a loss of 1.
Yeah, I think this is going to be one of the key parts of the game is how do things happen out on the edge? Because just as you said, Kevin, this Rams defense.
4-man pressure, but it gets to Jones. The ball pops out, stripped out by Verse, and recovered by Ryman to save it for the Colts. But Jared Verse, we said earlier, he's living in the backfield. He can now vote in the Colts backfield.
Meanwhile, Shanahan is down to dessert on that menu. 2nd and 3. Look out. Down he goes at the 23. A sack. Kobe Turner is the man. 3rd down. 3rd and 12 now.
The difference here is the Rams took away those underneath throws where he's been living.
Huntley in some trouble. Here comes Jared Verse, and he's got him. First sack of the day for the Rams. It is Jared Verse.
Yeah, one-on-one with Rosengarten on the top. Kind of a bull rush.
Pressure, Huntley dropped. He had nowhere to go as Larrell Murchison, his first sack of the year. Oh, he came through untouched.
Murchison, node boom here at left tackle. Sets on the outside guy, and Murchison's the inside one. But he also makes the run game better. He makes the offensive line better. Helps the defense out because they play with the lead. It's hard to underestimate his impact every single game.
There's Huntley in trouble, and Huntley is going to be sacked. There's a penalty flying, too.
Because that happens with Lamar. Some of these things are just the way they happen with him and his dynamic playmaking are very unpredictable and very exciting.
Here it's the Rams making plays as Byron Young gets home for the sack. Back to back.
And with Lamar missing, KB.
And it is a pass. Lawrence is taken down by the man of the hour of the Los Angeles Rams, Jared Verse, who is on a heater.
Kurt Warner. After week 2, you're going to see him on the left-hand side of the screen here. But after week 2, he sat down with Coach McVay, and McVay said, okay, we're not getting the same Jared Verse here in these first couple of weeks. He said he was allowing the past to get into the present, refocused him, and as you said, he has been playing lights out.
From the Rams 44. Lawrence steps out of the rush, steps up, and that's where it ends. Landman again. It's a sack, loss of about 3.
And really good coverage on the back end, what we call a coverage sack. Good pressure up early, forcing him to roll to his right. All of the routes are going back across the field.
Here we go. Lawrence cannot spin out of the Quentin Lake sack. All Bruins are doing it these days.
Lake here at the bottom of the screen is just a free hitter. You got to have a pressure plan. You got to know if that guy's coming free, where do I get rid of the football? Now he felt it, thought he was going to be able to spin out and answer the question with his legs, but I see it every week. Ridge, I talk about it every week. Have a pressure plan. When you have an unblocked.
Trevor Lawrence needing to get something moving, and he cannot. Another sack of Trevor Lawrence, as that was Josiah Stewart who showed up for the sack.
And you know the first touchdown's always a special one, but memorable to go across the pond and get their first one in a different country.
Lawrence is sacked for the 6th time today. That was a nice rush by Merchant.